Hello, if you're watching this video, then you are a junior in the Independence School District. Congratulations! On April 28th, all juniors in the state of Missouri, including you, will be taking the ACT test. The purpose of this video is to make sure that you have all the information you need to come to school on April 28th, ready, excited, and motivated to do the best you can on the ACT test. Why is this test important to you? Well, hopefully for a few reasons. One, it's important to the district and your high school. It's part of our accreditation process, which is the grade that we get from the state. For those of you going to college, even though this test is free of cost, it will count when you apply to colleges. So if you're trying to get into that college you've always wanted or trying to get that scholarship that you need, this test will count for that. So literally every point on the ACT is money in your pocket. But probably the best reason to do the best you can on the ACT is hopefully that sense of pride that we all feel in ourselves, in our friends, in our school community. So what will the day and the test actually look like on April 28th? Well, first off, you will report to your assigned room. If you have not received that assignment yet, you will be either today or next week in focus. You must have a valid photo ID to get into the room. This could be your school ID, it could be a valid driver's license, or it could be your passport. I know you kids carry your passports around. Probably most important is that you have to be on time on April 28th. If you are late, you will not be allowed to take the test, and you will have to retake it in May. So once we get started at 7:20, from 7:20 to 7:45, we will be finishing up the pre-test information sheets. And then at 7:45, we will begin to take the test. We need to start right away at 7:45 because it will take us 4 hours. We will start with the English portion, which should take 45 minutes, and then the math, which is 60 minutes. You will then get a 15-minute break where you will be allowed to go out into the hall next to the rooms that we're ACT testing. The school will provide snacks for you in the hall. We'll come back in and take the reading portion, which will be 35 minutes, and the science portion, which will be 35 minutes as well. You will then take a 5-minute break and finish with the writing portion, which is 30 minutes. Once the teacher has collected all the materials, they will dismiss you and you will go to lunch. In the afternoon, we have a lot of fun activities like gym time, dancing, lots of different things to celebrate the great job that you did in the morning. In the actual testing room, there will be no food or drink allowed. If you want to bring breakfast in the morning, that's fine, but you have to finish it in the hall before you go into your testing room. At 9:35, we will provide snacks for you in the hall during your break, but you will have to finish them in the hall before you come back in. There will be no hats or hoods on allowed in the testing room. You will be seated alphabetically by the teacher. As they ID you through your valid ID and let you into the classroom one at a time, they will tell you where to sit. Probably the most important thing for knowing what to do and not to do in the testing room is that at no time should you have an electronic device or a phone out. This is why that once everyone is seated, we will be collecting phones and making sure that the teacher holds on to them until the test is over. If you are caught with an electronic device or a phone and using it during the test, then you will have avoided your test and you will have to be reported ACT. We do not want this to happen. And if during the math portion, a graphing calculator will be provided to you by the school. If you want to use your own calculator, of course you can, but the calculators you use in math class will be given to you to use on the math portion of the ACT. So, on April 28th, make sure you're here on time, make sure you had a good night's sleep, and you have a good breakfast that morning, and you're ready to do the best you possibly can. At this point, we're going to have your teachers work with you to get your information sheets ready for the ACT test. So I guess we're ready to begin the process of doing the best we possibly can. If you have any questions or you need some information, ask your teacher and we can tell you next week during Focus. And as always, go Independence.